The man who was 11 years older was a tool for venting when I was a fan. This man I call Darling is a man with a successful career, but I'm not married and I'm not a third party. I'm 21 years old and he's 32. It is a working relationship. At first I just thought he was my client and had no idea, but he wasn't what he should have been from the beginning. I had some thoughts when I saw them. He asked for my phone number, said it was for the convenience of work in the future. I didn't think anything about it at the time and gave him the phone number. That was the second time we met. Within 2 days he called me. I thought he had a job. I casually asked if there was any work I needed help with. His answer was, "Can't I call you if it's okay?" That's it. We started a phone call with a text message. I thought he was a big brother, but women's natural sixth sense tells me he likes me. He also admitted. But at that time I had a boyfriend who had been dating for almost 2 years. That's when our relationship also went into trouble. To be precise, we have always had problems with our relationships. He is 22 years old and still playful and immature. That's something I don't like. I've been waiting for the day when he can become mature and stable, but I've been waiting for almost 2 years, and he's still like that. We were in a hot and cold relationship. Feelings are on the verge. When Obayashi told me that he liked me, I refused because I still had a boyfriend at that time. I can't accept his feelings. At that time, I naively thought that he really liked me. You want to be with me and you're still complacent. Now I know how stupid my thinking was then. At first, I didn't feel much about Darling either. Just send a text occasionally. Met the chat online. He still shows me some affection. It's like this kind of interaction under his steady maturity and self-confidence attracted me. I'm starting to have some crush on him, some faint likes. It wasn't until I broke up with my boyfriend. Naturally, the mood is not very good, but I can also accept his feelings calmly. On online chat, we talked about my boyfriend. I told him we were divided. He looked a little agitated and asked me why I hadn't told him sooner. I just don't think there's much to say. In this way, we continue to care for each other as friends. One night I went to dinner with a friend after work. He called. He said he wanted to come and see me, but I didn't refuse to agree. He came over and we chatted casually for a while and didn't say much. When he got home he said he wanted to send us, but I refused. The place to eat was close to home, and my friends and I went back by ourselves. We've always maintained this relationship, both near and far. He is a very confident man. At first, when he confessed to me, I refused. That's when he said you're going to like me one day. But at the time, I was confident enough to tell him that it couldn't be. It's a bit of a self-defeating thing to think about it now. I can only say that he is the type of man I like. One chat he asked me, "Are you with your boyfriend?" Everyone understands the implication, and I don't need to put it bluntly. I didn't answer him directly. I just asked if it made a difference, because I hate men with a virgin complex. Darling said he hoped I had. Darling's answer disappointed me a little. This should not be the answer to true love for a girl. I told Darling that you were disappointed. I didn't. Although I have been with my ex-boyfriend for 2 years, but he always respected me. We haven't had sex. Darling began to make me feel more and more. He didn't want to have a boyfriend or girlfriend with me, even if I knew I already liked him by now. I naively thought I could make him really fall in love with me, and not just the physical needs. During an online chat, Darling said that he wanted to see me in the evening, because I work long hours. Normally, you can't get off work until 7 o'clock. If I work overtime, I can't say for sure, so I agreed. But unfortunately, I had work that day that needed to be worked late. He said wait for me, but I refused, because it was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the second half of the night. He had to work the next day, so I don't want him to work so hard. But I also have my own selfish intentions. One is that I also worked overtime the first 2 days, and it's all late, so it's very tiring. The second is that I don't think it's safe to be so late. After all, he is a mature man. I'm really a little scared. But in the end, he didn't wait for me at my repeated insistence. 2 days later, about 11 o'clock in the middle of the night, he called me. I'm already in a daze. He said he wanted to see me, and it was late for me to look at my watch. He refused, and it wasn't long before he called again. Said you must see me today. I agreed. Told him the location of my house. To be honest, I was really a little scared after I agreed, but I still chose to believe him, and we met. Then we went to the hotel. I don't know why I want to go with him. Maybe I want to prove myself, but he opened a 2-bedroom. It also reassured me a lot. I can understand his thoughts, but I can't accept them. We started sleeping in one bed that night. He asked me to go and share a bed with him. He said he wouldn't touch me, but I refused. I'm a 21-year-old, not a 12-year-old little girl, and I don't understand anything. He asked me again and again, but I repeatedly refused. One of my not-so-good problems is the recognition of beds. I can't sleep no matter how I toss and turn. My phone is in the pocket of my coat. Let the coat be on his side. I got out of bed and went to get the phone. Just as I came back from picking up the phone and passed by his bedside, he suddenly got up, hugged me, and pulled me onto the bed. I struggled to get away, but our strengths is too far apart. He hugged me and told me not to be afraid. He wouldn't do anything to me, just want to hug me. It was just a hug, and I confirmed to him, and he nodded. I lay down obediently beside him, but in less than a minute he started kissing me. I pushed him away right away and questioned, "Didn't you say just hugging?" He smiled wickedly, but he didn't stop kissing me. The more I tried to push him away, the tighter he hugged him. But I know my principles. He has never been allowed to act excessively. He didn't come hard either. He slept with me in his arms that night, but I never fell asleep. Firstly, because I knew the bed. The second is that there is a man next to him who can sleep even more. I felt safe when he was holding me. As soon as I moved, he would hold him a little tighter, like I'm afraid I'll run away. At that time, I had a sweet feeling in my heart, and I'm embarrassed. I love his kisses. I also kiss a lot with my ex-boyfriend, which doesn't feel that way. After that night, I found out I liked him more. But just after that night, he told me what he really thought. Darling told me that he liked me very much, but just wishing I could be his lover. Didn't want to associate with me normally, but after that night he knew I wasn't a casual person, open girl, so he didn't want to hurt me, and he didn't want to tire himself up. So, in that case, let's act as if nothing happened. That's what I said, and so we ended. But I still like him in my heart. Can't put it down, because he's the type of man I like. Mature, steady, confident, and enterprising. So I came here to talk to everyone. I feel so much better now.